No, I'll got it.
We were to play number one, the first seed, which is Warriors, versus the second seed. If we beat them, we close to the win the league. We need support on Sunday, okay?
All right, starting the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, welcome back to another episode of the Blu House. Before we begin, I just want to shout out our volleyball team for winning 4 games straight. Make sure you guys come out on Monday where they will play their final game. And also shout out to our men's soccer team. They have been doing very exceptional in their last games, winning 4 straight. And Sunday, guys, we need you guys to come out on Sunday because they're going against the number 1 seed in the division. If they win that, they're one more step closer to the championships. We need GoMingoes support. Our soccer team has been performing exceptionally well. They've been smoking them 3-0, 5-0. They're just the best because that's what GoMingoes do. And right now we're going to have a little back and forth. So my name is Jonathon McLain. I'm a representation of the UB men's golf team, co-captain. I am here with
Morgan Wood
and
Joshua Dames.
2 of our UB Mingos on the soccer team who have been making sure that they keep the winning positions there. And we're going into a little debate right now. So the topic of the day is which sport is the hardest. And when we say hard, we're looking at preparation, mentally, physical, and emotional, and technical as well, so technique. And so before we get into anything, everybody just go ahead and say what they feel. It takes all categories before we get into it. Me, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say golf takes emotional and technique.
I would say, I'm not going to really be biased because all sports, in my opinion, everything has their own niche. When it comes to technique, I will be an advocate for soccer being probably the most technically demanding sport. You know, many random people can go and pick up a soccer ball and be, take a touch, shoot the ball properly, even know how to pass the ball. Basketball, you might have 1 or 2 people who just pick up the ball and might know how to dribble, take a shot. Golf, I can see it being a little technical too because I don't know how to swing a golf club, so I don't.
Technically, I would give it to soccer as well, but I feel as though a lot of people understand how technical volleyball is as well. In terms of double hitting, setting the ball, passing the ball, getting the right dig, the right bump, that's extremely hard. It may take a bit of practice and also golf with the swing and having to follow that motion, but overall technicality, I'd say soccer is.
So before we get into it, let's agree what you think would be the easiest sport to just pick up and to start with.
Before we go there, I have to give a shout out to basketball as well because
Yes.
physically demanding to play those. I'm now becoming an avid basketball fan. So to play those minutes, to play court side to side. I mean, you going from one end to the next, consistent turnovers, all that stuff. Yes, you get a chance to take a break, but in terms of physically demanding, I feel like in that short period of time, it is pretty taxing to make your shots, make the right pass, defend, watch out for screens, layups, focusing. Yeah, it's up there. So I give shout out to basketball and track.
I feel like with basketball, their court awareness has to be they have to be on their P's and Q's a bit more because there's so much happening.
Yeah.
If you don't guard this guy, he's not open. If you take a screen, you take it the wrong way. Anything it's so much things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
In basketball so quick, so I do have because they play a lot of minutes, very physical, especially if you play in a team
and it's constant,
right? And it's constant hitting. I would say that their action happens in a more quick span, and so it would do more wear and tear compared to the 2 hours that soccer would have to play on 4 hours.
Yeah,
but
soccer can be at a slower pace.
Yeah.
Also track as well because the run do is 10 seconds, 20 seconds. You got to be at your physical peak. So track is also that's up there as well. But go back to you said.
He wants to say something.
Oh,
so
bye.
say it with your chest.
All right. So in terms of physicality, you talked about running those races for track and field. I used to run track. I wasn't the fastest, but I was decent. And truth be told, I've often found that the training for track was harder than me actually running the races. So
before we get there, like I said, we can get into all of that. What do we feel as a unit? It would be, let's just say, never played a sport before. I want to pick up a sport. Out of the teams that we have here on UB, which is golf, volleyball, softball, cross country, track and field. What am I missing? Basketball. Ooh, bad. I think that's it. That's 6. We have more. I think that's it.
Is it everything right?
Is that right? That's it. Out of those 6 sports, if someone said, I want to pick one of these up, which one else would say
Ham me out.
would be the easiest?
Ham me out. You wanna go first? Yeah, you go
Yo,
first.
the easiest to do, but not excel at would be track, because everyone can run.
I was gonna say that.
I'm not saying you're gonna run a fast time,
Yeah.
but you could run.
Or throw.
Or throw, or jump, like it's like that. These things that we were born to do.
Yeah.
So track is more accessible to everyone.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I say that this right? Okay, give it like this. You have 2 weeks to learn a sport. Let's make it a scenario.
Okay, so you have 2
Well,
weeks to learn a sport.
a sport. Which sport would you be the best at? So you understand what I mean? You have
Okay.
2 weeks to train, and let's say you train with the UB teams up. You have 2 weeks to train, and what sport would you be the best at in that 2 weeks?
I tell you, team, I'm not going.
So no, wait. Before you go,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say within that 2 weeks, which would be the easiest, in my opinion, probably volleyball. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
2 weeks to learn how to. Now I know everything comes to the bump, to this and that, but if you learn the technique and stuff.
Let's just say in the 2 weeks you have a game,
And you start.
and you're starting.
And you start.
You're starting. You have 2 weeks to train,
Yeah.
and so it's every day. You're not gonna give you no fatigue, so you're not gonna get tired over these 2 weeks. But you have to.
Come to practice,
You go
yeah.
from not knowing jack
Mhm.
to now I gotta play. Which you take in?
Yeah.
I may take softball.
Yeah, softball.
I
feel
know.
like-
Hold on,
I'm taking softball.
I think
I
so.
know
No,
it's
hear me out.
softball,
For me, for example, I can't catch nothing.
Okay.
I can catch, but I can't. No, I feel like I can catch, sorry, but I can't throw. That's it. I have no.
But
aim
they
in my-
can teach. They'll be able to.
You ever
I
seen
got-
Lee Porky growing up?
Bro,
Yeah.
look at me, and I was horrible at it. I know I can't.
First of
throw.
all, we're just
I
saying it's
can't.
parking for Freeport. Freeport.
It's Porky.
It's pork. And if you
It's
say
Porky, it's Porky.
if you
It's
say
Porky.
south,
It's
if you
Porky.
say south, we shut y'all down.
It's Porky.
It's Porky.
What's what ball?
It's Porky
What's
sauce.
this
Oh,
guy?
Lord.
South is something you eat.
Get a load of this guy.
Oh, prophet, this guy stinks. Anyway, that's a different story.
You know what?
That's a different
One
story.
pork, no, but one pork is
Catch us next episode. Is it Porky or
It's
is
going
it
to
Porky?
be Grand
It's
Bahama
Porky.
versus the world.
It's fucking. But anyway, basically though, if given that 2 weeks period, if I ain't getting volleyball, I feel like softball. For me, I feel like softball would be harder because like even the bat, bro. Like of course the softball is bigger than a baseball. It was baseball to be a whole different story.
They also throw it on that.
Yeah, that too. So maybe
I still would go softball.
I don't
No, I
know.
go on track because I know I'm losing. I'm not doing soccer because I'm gonna get nutmeg out of the world, and
Yeah.
I'm not into that. I'm not trying to be a highlight. Basketball, probably getting dunked on. Golf, breaking my wrist. Breaking my wrist for free. Cross country, that's too long.
Yeah, it's too long. Fitness. A lot of these stuff require either
Proper
like
training.
volleyball, in my opinion. No disrespect to the sport, but for 2 weeks, like anyone to pick up, you could give me a set. You give me a
volleyball and softball.
You give me a set in volleyball without no one just doing the simple stuff. All come to you setting and you know what I mean. You could get by in volleyball in a 2 week
So
span.
softball. So once again, no disrespect to
No
your
disrespect to the
sport.
sport, none at all. We
Softball,
only going on with.
we've not seen any softball games yet. I know your season about to start. We'll be there. Volleyball, you've been killing it. It ain't easy because I know for me that diving as we seen y'all doing, it's gonna been a dive and I don't know about the rest.
Yeah,
of
you're
y'all,
right.
but
You're right. I
that
agree.
diving look like a lot. I see some y'all holding y'all knee after the game. But like I said, if I had 2 weeks, it's either volleyball.
Yeah, I think it's volleyball. I agree.
I went straight softball.
But
no question.
Straight softball.
now back to the purpose. Let's start with technique. Which sport do you feel requires you to have the most, like, pays attention to the most technique?
You go first, because I feel like we bias
So
on this side.
let's make this top three.
Okay.
Let's make this top three, and let's just state the reason why. For top three, I would.
Just throw it with no order. Just throw it in.
There's no order.
Mhm.
Golf,
I agree.
soccer,
I agree.
and the last one I would have to say track.
Yeah. I was gonna say track too, because
That's my top three.
I feel like to get the best time, or like you know what I mean, like the starts,
Right.
the form.
Especially with the longer races.
Yeah,
Because
like,
I heard the
yeah.
track team saying, or coach told
Breathing
me,
and stuff,
coach told me
yeah.
to use this person to cut into the wind, and then
Yeah.
around the curve, that's when I empty out the
Yeah.
tank. And I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah, I didn't know that. All the physics
all
involved.
our-
Yeah.
all our chemistry and aerodynamics.
Yeah.
But that's my top three.
What about you?
What about you?
I'd say technical soccer track. I give volleyball.
I give it to golf. Only reason why I give it to golf, because again, me, I have never golfed before, but I know, like just watching videos and stuff on YouTube and thing, to know where to hit it the best, to you know what I mean, and you get and golf. Correct me if I'm wrong, is getting the simplistic, getting the ball into the hole with the least amount of strokes.
Yes.
to hub the tech.
That's
what it is.
Go.
I mean, it is what it is.
Take ball from here, put ball in hold,
With
and
the least amount of,
strokes.
yeah, so
That's literally
to
what
hit
it
the
is.
ball at the most efficient time and the best time, I mean the most efficient way and the best way, that's technique, man. I can't see myself doing that.
Just swing it.
No, but
No,
you gotta
see,
no, but you
the
understand
thing
the beat.
is-
The
the
least
thing
amount of
is-
I
strokes.
know he did not just say
Oh,
that. I know what y'all want.
You wanna
Okay, so
join
we
this
just we
conversation?
got.
I am joining this
Oh,
conversation.
Lord.
First of all, don't just
Introduce yourself first. Introduce yourself.
first of all,
Introduce yourself.
we have a new. Come over, guys. We have one of the persons who's from our golf team recently joined, Janisha.
Get up, my seat.
Najo, from the
And
Best Island Amico.
no,
Thank you.
we're upping.
Hey,
Director, get along with this
guy.
Very good.
But Janisha, but
You
the
put me on the
topic.
solid?
Yes, I do.
Red people.
What she do?
What you put me on the solid?
Oh,
Oh my
Lord.
gosh, bro.
This ain't Island Water Day. I don't want
The
another day.
next- the next Blu House is Island Water.
Island Water. No.
So what the conversation is? What is the most difficult sport? We're looking at technique, preparation, physical, mental, and emotional. Before we began, we'll let you chime in. What do you feel? You have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to pick up any of the 6 sports offered here at the University of the Bahamas. You have 2 weeks. You don't know nothing. You have in the 2 week period. You're going to start. Like you're
Gonna
going
play
to
the game.
starting. Which sport are you picking up? To learn?
The least. So which sport you feel like is the easiest, and that's
To
the
just
week period
pick up
would be
and
the best.
catch up in 2 weeks.
Volleyball.
I agree. Thank you. Top up. Respect. Okay.
I said
now.
I said softball. He also said softball.
Yeah.
And I said my second one would be volleyball. That's done.
Yeah.
We're getting now to what we
The top three.
Top
The top three hardest
hardest
sports.
sports within those categories.
In technique, with
In
technique.
technical.
Technicals,
Yes.
yeah.
Technique. Would you think?
Top 3,
Top 3 hardest sports for technique.
golf,
Mm-hmm.
soccer, and track.
The only change was volleyball, and he said that the reason sometimes we get volleyball up like different sets, so we're getting into it. So back to the thing, when it comes to golf, I'd say the technique is difficult because you just think it's taking a stick, looking at the ball and swinging. Literally, and you may not understand this. If the spacing between your feet plays a factor. If your foot is just a centimeter off, you slicing the ball, and a slice means that your ball is shooting straight right. You're gonna hit a draw, which means that it's going to bite left. Or you're just gonna top the ball, which means your ball is just not gonna get no ball. It's just gonna roll.
That's what I was saying too. I know just all that you saying it again. If we're talking about playing or quote unquote started and you going to play against people,
Right.
you hitting the ball wrong 3 times, you done mess up.
Right.
Because other people then, for example, the first shot with that driver, they then miles away. You still there trying to play around, and you know what I mean?
You could
I'd like
also
to
hit
say-
your driver right in the front of you.
Yeah.
And then you can shank the ball and hit yourself in the face.
That too.
I played Wii Sports growing up.
Oh,
This guy.
I played Wii Sports growing up, so I feel as though, it's...
I've also played Call of Duty, so that means I could go fly plane now. That's what you trying to say. I played GTA,
Nah,
so now I could go skydiving.
You didn't get that. You didn't get that.
No, but it's fair. It's fair. I mean, this is what this is for.
Okay, so we have the top 3, right? Now let's get to the number 1. In my opinion, let me tell you the case to
Of
everybody.
course he's gonna say something.
No, but forget bias. Like I said, remember when I started off,
Yeah, we're not biased.
everything else, I have a case for number 1 other than soccer. I'll be honest. But for this, I'll be really frank. Like, not anyone. I promise you, we go outside the UV, we get asked about 200 people, no lie to y'all. Juggle a ball for more than 3 times. Or, for example, put the ball on the floor, I want you to pass. I'll even give you a big box, bro. A box as big as, probably 4 times
Pass
as big
the
as
ball
this.
between
Pass the
that.
ball there. I promise you, to the Lord, 1 person out of 100 probably get that. Now, if we go ahead and we tell everyone, okay, you never play, go around UB, get a golf club. Yes, a lot of people might mess up, but in my opinion, you might have 1 or 2 lucky swings. That's what I'm trying to say. Ain't no luck in soccer, bro.
No, you won't.
Ain't no luck in soccer, though. I promise you. When it comes to football,
I have a question. If there's no luck in soccer, then why does when
No, I
something
didn't
go
say that.
by,
I didn't-
they say unlucky?
well, okay, no, but guess what?
No. Answer the question. Why does Coach Alex say unlucky if
Because
there's no luck?
okay, for example, I'll speak for my team. We practice 5 days out of the week. We practice 5:30 in the morning to 8 o'clock. Hard sessions, fitness, in and out, technical work.
Except today.
We today was off because we had a game. We had 2 games back to back,
So
and
they
also
won.
we have fitness tomorrow, so we have to
Okay.
take a break off. But I'm saying we work hard to train these techniques. So when you're doing it in a practice and you come in the field and make a mistake, of course it's gonna be unlucky because I'm praying that you're doing a good job of it. Same thing in golf. I'm not gonna take away from any athlete, but I'm talking about if you give an amateur and you tell them, bro, I need you to you give a goal, you put a goalkeeper in a goal, let someone score on that. A penalty kick, no one is going to do it. If they have no understanding of soccer, even a toe poke, or what do you call it, toe punt, they're not scoring on a proper goalkeeper. On our goalkeeper back foot.
I can see.
Antonio back foot. Or Joshua Davis.
Who's currently injured.
Yeah, that's why he's.
That's exactly why. That's the only reason why.
But the fact is, that's my case for number one,
I see.
and that's why I believe soccer.
I see the point. I'm not gonna take away from it. The only reason why I would disagree is that how much chances are you giving them? Let's say
and what?
if we give every sport 3 chances, I would say that and when I mean like let's just say for soccer, you win a box. For basketball, it'll be making a shot, and for golf, if we just asking persons to hit the club correct, meaning that you get the ball up in the distance, I would say that persons would the probability of them doing it, scoring in the box, is higher than golf, because a lot of persons you'd go up there. Are you first of all, are you teaching them to set up, or you just giving them? Just telling them to do it. They're missing on three things to do. They're gonna miss the ball completely. The next one is they're gonna hit behind the ball and probably either break the club or damage their wrist. And if they magically hit the last one, it's just gonna be a top and they're gonna roll it. So when it comes to like that technique in golf, you more or less. You have to trust it. The trust is biggest because when it comes our problem that I'd say we have on our team is that our brain always firing. I'd say like in most sports you get until you know what the zone is. I feel like soccer, every sport has their zone. I feel for golf, it's harder for you to get in the zone. It's easier for you to slip out. And so in golf, if you can't keep yourself in that zone,
focused,
you like I said, the most smallest detail and correction in your swing impacts it crazy. So I'd say for technique, I'd have to give it to golf just because of the execution, what you have to do, because it doesn't just start here. It starts from address to P3, and then straight through. Everything. Even to the point where even after you hit the ball and you still have to swing through, because some problems that most golfers have, they make contact and they realize the contact is bad, and then they just relax, which then makes that shot even worse. Compared to if you made the bad contact but then you followed through, you wouldn't have so much of a terrible shot left or right. But with technique, I might have to be biased and say go. But I see your point. I have a question.
I have a question.
Go on.
What do you think is easier to do, right? Me pick up a golf ball, pick up a golf club, swing through a ball, send it a couple yards or what's on, or you picking up a ball, having a dribble, pass.
Yeah, so it is a lot more. That's the next thing.
Because you explain everything about golf in terms of swinging, but for soccer, it's not just kicking the ball, because you have to do. When they take a heavy touch, when they take a small touch.
I think the hardest part in soccer is how you always keep your hand away from everything.
Yeah.
But he.
I see his point, and I'm not denying it. I would say that when it comes to soccer, your technique has to be more consistent and fluent, because in golf sometimes you hit it well, you don't even know how you hit it well, and sometimes you don't. But I would say when it comes to soccer, you have to that technique have to be continued. You have to continuously be able to repeat that technique.
I mean, technique shifts and technique changes when it comes to soccer, because a technique you can use when you pick up the ball against 2 people,
that's true,
or even against a certain style of player. For example, you have a player on the team, Ronaldo, who defends, and he defends weird. So when you're playing against him, you have to be careful, because he does this thing where he just drops his foot. You have another player, Collins, he drops his shoulders. So the technique I use to defend Nalo Morgan would not be the same technique I use to defend Collins. Okay. And it changes as you go through different players, and then it depends on where you are on the pitch. For example, if you in the back of the pitch, or you in your defensive third, and there's a lot of pressure, you don't want to sky the ball, taking it out of the danger zone. Well, that's how some players play, but you don't usually play that way. But then again, if you on top in the final third, and you go towards goal and you feel a bit pressure, you wouldn't say to yourself, sky it, you want to retain possession, so that's where technique is different.
I
1 second, gents. How you feel? You want to get up on
what is it?
So they asking the question, What's the technical
What's the,
question?
what is we have is what is the hardest
This is
sport
from Jaden?
in terms of the 4 categories: technique,
This is Jaden?
okay,
Yeah,
technique,
yeah, yeah. I did apply. But
mentally,
I got it back.
physically, and physically, and emotionally. We agree that the top 3 hardest is golf, soccer, and track. I put track up there because I know. Yeah, I know track. Talk
Yeah,
about
I did
breathing,
track.
taking off to get your best PR, and we see y'all train everyone, and so we understand. I honestly appreciate. I think it's between. You good?
No, that's what. Go ahead.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
No, but we edited it.
He'll be back. He'll-
No, but I agree that track is top 3. But to his point, what he made, and I apologize to all my hardcore soccer fans today. I should have known this. The only difference I would give it to soccer is.
Hey, hold on, this is funny, man. This is
Sorry.
funny.
Wait.
Come here now. Go.
Anyway, the only reason why I give it to football is because of one thing. You described, he said it, but he didn't really touch on it. You describe everything about golf. That's everything about golf. Football is way more. Football, again, we defend, and the technique in defending. I forgot, how am I talking about this? Passing the ball is one technique.
Yeah.
Dribbling the ball is one technique. Defending is one technique. I could put you, see Ronaldo Green just pass the door. Honestly, you could put. No disrespect to our basketball team. You could put one of the basketball players against someone else. They might be able to lock him up and get a good contest, no foul, whatever.
Crowder.
I could be wrong.
No, but the reason why.
So I want to interject.
Wait.
Let's just introduce. Let's introduce.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we continue, we have one of the only full-time coach. Two, but he was the first. He was the first full-time coach here at the University of the Bahamas. Trained a lot of successful athletes. Track coach, Coach Roll.
Yes, sir.
Just introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Coach Roll, air track and field and cross country coach here
Yeah.
at the university. It's a
So-
pleasure to be here.
So to be fair, you have to repeat the question. That says.
So, Coach, like I said, for those who are joining us here at the Blu House, we just want to ask you several questions. The first one is your top 3. Will you put the top 3 hardest sports? So out of the 6 sports that we have off here, would you like put your top 3 hardest?
Hardest in terms of.
Well, more than 6. It's just for technicality.
Yeah,
it's more than 6
it's
when you
more
split
than
it
6.
into male and female.
Okay,
But,
so right, there's
yeah.
more than 6 but
Yeah.
so out of we're looking at technique,
Mhm.
mental, physical, emotional,
And preparation.
and
as well.
preparation.
And this is just your opinion. That's an opinion.
This is your opinion.
Yeah, and this is no disrespect on the sport again. We're
No,
just
this is
we
no
just
disrespect
just
on the
yeah.
sport.
Well, more than
different
opinion.
views.
Experience too. You're a
Yeah.
PE teacher.
Well,
and
I
all
mean-
that, so.
For me, I won't be biased. I would say the contact sports are much more difficult.
You know what? Let me shake your hand on that because I told this young man that. I told him that.
While for every sport, you have the mental aspect of it. Of course, the physical and all those
Other
other
categories.
categories, that contributes to whether it's challenging for that individual or
Mhm.
team. But by far, as a physical education teacher, those contact sports to me, I think, were the most difficult. We are preparing mentally, especially the physical part of it, where you have to defend, you have to fight off.
Mhm. Do a lot of
The
stuff
track
at
and
once,
field, when they're on the track, it's just pretty much them.
Them versus themselves.
It's himself, but of course, the technical part of it where the hurdles you may need to perfect the hurdles, and just like any other sport where you need, the technical part of it. But for me, the most challenging ones, I think, would be the contact sports. I would say football,
Mhm.
basketball,
Yeah.
and I guess American football. But first we have
I-
football. And
So I want to jump and add
basketball.
on because I made this point, and Jonathan's point was that he believes golf is right. And I told him, I personally also added in that golf has a pause. Like in every other sport, soccer, basketball, even track, because, when Jaden was counting down for his jump, it's pop, go, perform, the end. For golf, you could actually have a terrible first hole. Let's say the worst first hole ever.
Yeah.
But you have the rest of the competition to gather yourself. It's a putt, put a coin there, put a marker, look at it, look at the terrain, think about practice, then you set up, then you hit the shot. It's like every other sport, we have 3 golfers in here and I'm scared for my life, but no other sport is at that pause, and similar to covering it as a media specialist, right? If I have to cover the sports, I can take one of you of golf and go walk off and come back later. in every other sport, it's I have to do it right then. If I miss a dunk, I miss a dunk. There's no, hey, do it again.
And it's consistent. Like I said, I'm not taking anything away from golf. I agree that in terms of technique-wise, technical and probably emotional, I give it to golf because golf is up there mainly because you have to be. Yes, you have time to prepare, but you have to be at your game, and your technique has to be perfect for you to even perform at the highest level.
Segue in, but what about Steph Curry? Is
No,
he just generally talented?
No, but notice we didn't.
Comparing
I
a
didn't say
professional
time.
athlete,
Yeah.
you're comparing a professional athlete who had the resources to make him to that point compared to, you see what I'm saying?
And I get what
We
Jonathan
don't
is
want
saying. I mean, for me, golf is,
basketball team now.
you have to be skilled. It's a longer
Yeah.
sport when you participating. You know, track again. You have the 400 for the men. They got 45 to 44 now 43 to 50 seconds to run.
And after that,
But
they
for
done.
yeah, they're done. That's why I respect the contact sports where you got the physical part of it,
And you got
mental,
the-
and
you got
for the long
team
haul.
thing,
But I
yeah.
mean, golf is not contact, but then you need the skills, and then to endure for so long.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so I
agree
understand
too.
where,
I agree
where he's
as well.
coming from. So, but
I-
then it's just
The
sports in
lady is
general.
jumping in.
Because
Yeah.
coach, like how much events
There's
with
some good
one
basketball in.
athlete let's say
I
the most
agree.
events that an athlete can do, let's like Ken Mullins and Kendrick Thompson,
Right.
how much events would they do like in one day?
Well, don't
then
bring up them.
maximum.
No, that's more
well,
than
for
all the
the
sports.
for the
Yeah, they run around.
That's
the,
8 hours.
uh,
For
Yeah,
oh,
and they stay in there.
The hep
though,
top,
you know.
they do 4 on one day, and then I think 3 on the second day.
All right.
For the decathlon, they do 5 and 5, so they do 5 on
but
one
to
day,
bring that up
5.
again.
And so that happens in the span of 2
With
days.
2 days, yeah.
Okay,
it's not 2
cool.
days. With-
But
like I
that's
said, I'm not
way
taking
more
away-
than anything
No,
golf
it's
ever
not,
did.
because
That's
in golf,
that is way
Hold
more
on,
than
hold on.
anything.
Okay,
in,
so my
in
point-
golf,
hold
in
on,
our
Jay.
rounds of golf,
Jay, hold
from
on.
practice
Jonathan.
to the actual tournaments, that's
Can you
about
hear
4
me?
days
You're
of
getting
pure
passionate now.
competition.
Jonathan.
All right, let's settle it. Let's settle it.
But hold on. So with
Introduce yourself first.
hi, I'm Thadia, female captain of the golf team.
My favorite captain.
Not you,
Yeah.
Peyton. So
Wow.
okay, so I understand, and there's no disrespect to any other
What do you?
sport that UB has. So we know soccer and basketball and volleyball are mostly contact sports that we have on campus. However, a lot of people kind of like passion golf a little bit. I understand we're not a contact sport, but at the same time, we only have one chance to have a perfect shot.
Mhm.
And our goal for any golfer is to be under par. We never want to be over par.
That's less than 2 strokes to everyone else.
Right. And that's another thing. With our sport, we have to be, is the less points, the better.
Yeah.
I know for track it's an individual sport and it have to be like on a time basis.
and points.
Time of
But
distance or height.
For basketball, the more points the better. And they have multiple shots to get the perfect one. We only have one chance to
And
get
a
the perfect one.
rebound in
And
golf.
one bad shot could have
Yeah,
you way
exactly.
I can't pass
And one-
my ball to
honestly,
Thaddeus
like you said,
to drop it in the hole.
Well, like you
Right.
said, it's not a team sport. So.
Like you said, well, for UB, we have team sports, we have match play. But that's a different thing. When we're doing stroke play, we only have one chance to hit a ball. We don't have range practice where, okay, we have multiple balls to hit. Okay, you just hit this next one, drop another one, hit it. No. One chance, if it go in the water, that's it.
And you
I
have to
now I
hit
have
with
to
the
add in,
other
and I want to hear what I
time.
didn't have to say, but I have to add in. What's the difference between you having that one putt, right, and a basketball player only having that one shot, and a soccer player only having that one kick, and a goalkeeper only having that one stop? What's the difference? Because
Right,
like we,
that's the difference.
yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
he could go a whole 2 hours. Nobody kicked the ball at him, clean sweep, and in
He
the
is very
last
right.
5
But
seconds,
that shot comes
somebody
in.
come in, and
And
all of a
that's
sudden,
Yeah,
the
it's
difference,
1-0
the
loss.
difference
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that we experience that one shot, that one opportunity more consistent than any other sport. Every shot that we take has to be that one shot.
It's the same with
I
basketball.
would say
though.
that.
You know, it's
again, Trump, what segue? What disqualifies you from golfing that day?
What do you mean?
For instance, a track. All that training, all that
Oh,
practice.
yeah, I told him that.
One bad takeoff and you out the
one
competition.
false start.
One false start, you out.
Okay,
What-
so we say what disqualifies us?
Yes, yes.
Okay, not showing up for your tea time, that disqualifies us.
Missing-
Pace
But
of
that's
play,
all-
hold on.
That's
Pace-
preparation.
No,
That's
no, it's not.
preparation.
That's
No,
the same
it's
thing
not.
with us. You don't show up for the race.
Same thing with us as well. You
Pace of play,
Disqualifies
you
the
have to be
championship.
on time.
Uh-huh.
If you're in a group
Uh-huh.
and you're the person that's slowing down the whole group,
Yeah.
you will now be put on a timer. If you surpass that time,
Mhm.
the whole group is disqualified, not just you.
Touch-
I
Yeah,
thought
like
that's
that's
not
a-
And with relays, if one person doesn't show up or if you don't register on time,
Mhm.
you miss. You just
But that's time management.
But no, that's preparation. So again.
That's soccer too. If one player doesn't show up, you don't have enough players.
So each sport is unique, and you know, and
Yeah.
But hold on, so with soccer, let me just ask a question.
Before we go to preparation, let's
I'm
just
just talking about that.
no, but we're talking about. So let's just move on from technique. We all agree, us four here agree that the top three in no particular order, because we got to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Soccer, track, golf. That's
Right.
technique. So right now it's 1 point to those three.
Right, so
now let's go to.
that's technical.
I have a question.
Let's move off the. Go on.
I don't think, my question,
Mm.
what the hell my question was?
Oh,
Oh, okay, so you know how basketball is like, they could, what's the word, like substitute?
Yeah.
They can substitute players, can
Right.
track do the same thing? Or it's like,
Can track some?
I don't think so. Can you?
no, this is how it works with let's say you had a championship. It all depends. If an individual get hurt, that's let's say scheduled to run the relay,
Mhm.
and you can prove that they got hurt, you could bring somebody in.
Okay.
in
Right, but that's-
so can soccer do the
So-
same thing?
Yeah,
That's
some.
how it works.
Yeah,
So-
So that's how.
But that's the thing with
That's how Jane ended up getting running it.
And that's only really.
Y'all only get
You
three
can get
subs.
11 people.
But that's how Jane ended up running
golf,
that
you can't
4-way
substitute at all.
At all.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have so,
Okay.
like, golf you can't substitute,
Yeah,
it's like
but-
that person is
But,
playing the
but,
whole
but guys,
game.
again, we going at what is the hardest sport, right? And if you ask me once again, we're talking about all four of that. We're not just talking about subs. I don't know what category subs can fall into, but let's go at it from the category points. So at the end of the day, we get find a conclusion. One, we already went to technique. Give the 3 points in all to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
three clubs.
Mhm.
We go to preparation. Honestly, you give a shout to
So
preparation.
let's go to
for-
preparation. What sport would be the
That's the- I feel
hardest
like
one
everybody
for
else is prep.
preparation?
Track and
I feel like it's track and field.
Yeah,
I
track
give it
has
to
the
track.
most
I
prep, in
don't
my
think-
opinion.
Because track, you are, again, I told a story about this off camera, but you have,
No disrespect to the other team.
Yeah, no disrespect to the other team,
We're
but
just
I
saying
give it-
track takes a lot more.
I give it to track because I know you have athletes, professional athletes especially, even athletes at college level, they train for a whole season. I have a friend named Lyric Brennan, shout out to Lyric Brennan, I hope you see this. She ran for a D2 school, a hurdler, very good hurdler. This girl was running a PR in the gym, doing everything. Same way you be trying to, because I notice I come there 7 o'clock in the day, y'all just come with the track y'all over there. I respect track for the preparation. You will do all that the day your feet meet Olympics. College meet, you go there, you warming up, injured. That
So small
that-
technicality just destroy a whole like a whole
yeah,
month of
and sorry,
preparation.
that's more to the emotional side. Like emotionally, as an athlete, I wouldn't know what to do. I would be distraught. You can imagine running for 4
Well,
months.
you could slam your hand against the track and break your finger.
Yeah, like
Shout outs to Morgan State.
Oh,
A player did that, but he
Oh,
literally
wow.
pulled what that was the 100, 4x1A.
I can't remember what it is.
But anyway, it was one of the relay races,
Yeah.
and he pulled up and he literally he injured something else, but he got so mad he punched the ground
Yeah,
and broke his finger.
But I give it like for example, like you're saying with preparation, I give it the track just because of the hard work and dedication. Soccer and basketball, in my opinion, could be in the same. You train hard, we train hard, we have fitness all that, but that's genuine contact sports.
Yeah.
Football, same thing. I can't really give us a 1-up. Only reason why I give it emotionally or preparation, I'd say 1-up.
Nah, I have to disagree. The one up is your opponents.
Honestly,
That's true, but
honestly,
And then
it comes down to I'd say how much quantity, right? So as someone that ran, I used to run, like I said, I wasn't the fastest, but I ran, I did distance, so my training was a lot of constant running. So repeat this, repeat that. Sometimes you would go down, so like start with an 8, run a 6, run a 4, run a 3. So that was me. Some practices I would train until I puke. Until I puke. And to me it's just repetitive, it's very repetitious.
That's the damn shame.
Compared to
Yeah.
me playing I hate you so much. Compared to me training for soccer, which really is extremely hard as well. I hate fitness Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday. I know we can do fitness. I am dreading that. And it's gonna be hard.
Your coach right next
But
door.
yeah.
Listen.
I dread it.
I would
Shout out to you, Coach Alex.
prefer fitness Thursday
That fitness every day.
every day than for me to go
Track,
back.
track.
I run
Track is
track like I used to run the 5,000.
Track
And I used to run the
is-
5K and the 1,500.
yeah.
No,
Nah, I ain't no joke. Like I give in terms of preparation.
Hold on, what you just tell the track coach what you was run?
I used to run the 5K.
Aaron,
Well, you better get some more, man.
I just how I know how he did in this mile test.
I don't do it.
He didn't go. Well,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I get my
I can never fail if I
It's
never
just a
took
bribe, you know. 604, you know. I've only gotten to 6. I was close.
But no, I agree. I give it the track because it comes to the point where you just have to rely on yourself, Like you can't, another teammate can't take over, another teammate can't take that weight and try. When they say you're representing you being 100, you look around, it's only you, the single mingo. You like, oh, okay.
It's just me.
So I got the university on my back right now.
That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
I think the difference is, but track, see, track is individual, so, as a team, but I can go in my 400-meter race and win and do well,
Okay.
right? Now, if I'm running the 400, more than likely I would run a 4x4. Now, when I'm running the 4x4, I have to now depend on all those other 400
Right,
sprinters.
right.
So with y'all, with the team sports, with soccer, it's important that everybody
On the
is
same,
is
gotta
doing
be
their
on it,
part.
right.
Because if you're relying on that goalie and he
just slopping
he just messing up, but you're on a skill, he still could cost you.
So that's
You
kind of
understand?
So let's have a split right
Okay,
now
but
hold on,
because
let
I'm
me
hearing
think
a lot of individual and teams. So
Boy,
if you look at a
basketball could
team-
be so hurt. You only talk about
If you look at
basketball.
I literally supposed to bring it up.
Let's look at a
Yeah,
team.
but-
What
Yeah,
do
I-
if we
so
had to
serious.
put the if we had to break it up in a team sport? What do y'all think is the most like dreading or hardest team?
I was about to say that.
Okay, so the teams are basketball, soccer, and
Volleyball. So
Right.
I was
Softball.
gonna.
Softball is individual?
No softball.
Softball
is
is
team.
team.
That's
It's
what
team.
team.
Is it team? It's a team?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what.
team, it's
No,
team. Yeah,
but
so
I was gonna bring it up at this, right? Same way as preparation. No, this preparation is still on. Yeah, I give it the soccer because of the many parts that come into it. In terms of team sports, basketball close afterwards, and I'll give it the volleyball before I give it the softball. That's kind of biased. I think you could put them two up, but no.
No, I kind of
Let's say a coach Edna.
Yeah, so I would agree with him. Yeah,
Coach agree
soccer
with you, you see.
next to track and field where you have to do a lot of running. Soccer would be next to
No,
that,
but on
and
top
then
of that,
and then basketball.
On top of that too, the preparation, you have to know your position is. Not many people, can anyone here tell me what an LW is on the field? What's LW?
Was that left?
Left
right?
wing, left wing.
Yeah.
I know that's
Left
physical
wing.
education.
No.
Yeah, you get
No, but I put it like
degree.
this. I promise you, me as a right
You gotta get more technical. Tell them what the numbers mean, because
Yeah,
I had to
okay.
learn that from coach.
So a number 8 is center that does box to box, and number
Stop
6
right there.
is-
You can confuse me.
Wait, anyway,
I didn't know that we
okay.
we can do another
What?
episode
Okay,
that we have
but
like.
so guess what? All of that being said, all that is preparation. I promise you,
I'm
me.
said sentiment.
Listen to me. Sentiment. I promise you, me.
So
me
sentimental was good.
No, me as a right winger, right winger striker, University.
I thought it was the best, right?
No. It's
Before
competition.
you
It's
do
still
that, who is the top 3 best soccer players?
That's no problem.
You're
Peter Stanley, Ronaldo.
Yeah, that
I
ain't
know
the way
Stanley
to
was
go.
in it.
Peter Stanley, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
We go, and Nate could be in that too.
Justin, like it's
I
me,
know.
nigga.
It's them true.
Watch this. You can wake. Let's wake him up. Let's wake up Josh. Who's the top goalkeeper for the
Top
university?
Oh,
Facts.
Lord. Yeah,
Facts.
honestly.
Honestly, not because I'm not even injured though. I keep saying that. I'm not injured.
Bro, that's a good excuse though. Like,
Yeah, he's goalkeeper, yes.
yeah, like people in the gaps be like, "Hey, Dean, we didn't see you playing a while. I injured." That's a great excuse.
I always work in there.
Minor setback for the major comeback.
No, but I put it as preparation for football as a right wing and a striker. If I do fool all the press, so we want to win the ball up high in the field, it's preparation, tactics, formations. If I mess up, everyone on my head. Because guess what? If we're planning as a team, 11 man on the field, all are trying to do something at the same time. To prepare for that, look at me. I make a mistake, I slow in the press, I get in cuts. Because all of that work, my teammates, my 10 teammates just did behind. Eventually, I think it's either if I make a foul, I don't press properly. All 10 of us just press up the field.
If you don't do what?
Press properly.
Say it again.
You know what? Since you make it 10 on you, let me ask this question again. So why didn't let you take that first kick last game?
No,
That first penalty.
Ronaldo was a
No. Morgan was
Ronaldo.
flipping the soccer ball for at least 5 minutes.
I thought
Nobody
I was
asked him.
thinking- I thought I was
Like he
thinking-
gonna take it. Then last minute Ronaldo was like, move. And he's like, yes, sir. He was like, yes, sir. He's like, let me just move.
Ronaldo is the designated penalty taker. I thought because I won the penalty, I was able to take it.
The
No, I
correct
wasn't.
answer is you did what the team needed to do.
Boom, exactly.
You did what's better for the
But
team.
so before I get biased with soccer, basketball as well. I again just started watching basketball like consistently. To watch your mind, watch out for the screens, watch out for the set plays. Again, I saw a joke. Me and just yesterday, you play 23.5 seconds of great defense just for Nikola Jokic. I said a pushback fadeaway 3 and score. you do 24 seconds of hard work, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of work.
That's
so,
annoying.
yeah, you do all that work.
You
and
done
the
run
man
up this
still-
court,
and the
you done
man-
run up this court,
run
and
this
this
court,
way-
tracing your man, all that stuff, and at the end of the day, someone still scores.
He do retarded shot,
Yeah,
hit it,
and still hit it, and
and
all
then
that work
you know
to
what
let
the coach
in.
can do? That's your mind.
Yeah, boom. So I understand preparation wise, it all goes down to in terms of team sports, same thing with volleyball, setting, not making mistakes, same thing with softball, you know what I mean? But I feel like softball is way more individualistic if you get me though. Only like you catch the
I don't
ball.
agree on that. All right. Let's segue because we're at the end of the show. So let's talk about some recent
Let's talk about-
accomplishments. Playoffs coming up for the. We can do stats. Let's do stats and analysis. So we have the TMT Giants, consisting of UJ and Rashad, who used to be Mingoes, versus the University of the Bahamas. Who do you think? Stop looking at the screen. Who do you think is averaging more points a game?
Between
names-
Giants
Between the Giants and Mingoes.
Which team?
I have
This is the
Basketball,
TMT
basketball.
Giants
Okay,
I
basketball.
would go with
Individual
Giants.
person?
Well, firstly, how much points do you think Mingoes are averaging right now?
Together?
No,
Was it
yeah,
two?
like
Was it-
average
I think it
game,
was
average
2.5.
game.
Is it 2.5?
No, it's 50. It's like I look at the scores once in a while.
Averaging like
I'd say 40. I'd say 47.3.
All right, 74.3.
Oh wow, my bad.
74.
Do apologize.
What the, how do they get average for
Average, like all
It's
the
like how many
games.
points you
Some games they
score
score
and
100,
total.
some games
Yeah.
they score.
Understood, okay.
So the average score of
Average
the
points a
Mingoes
game then. Average points
is
a game.
74.3. The average score for the Giants is 71. So right now, technically, just looking at the average score, we have a good chance. Steals per game. How much steals do you think the Mingoes get per game?
I'd say.
You know what? Get out this room.
7.2.
7.2.
It's not.
That's it, real?
No, it's
No,
far from it. Any
Okay.
average steals basketball,
I'll
just
say-
general basketball.
I'll
You might-
say 12.
Getting close. But Jonathan already saw it.
Oh my god.
All right, he's those. It's fine.
First of all, I'm
So
looking at the
13.6.
University of Bahamas stats. I'm gonna real stats.
Yeah, so 13.6 for Mingoes, and then
Okay.
for steals per game, 11.9 for the Giants. So we know steals wise, we have a great chance of beating them. Blocks per game. How much do you think? How much blocks y'all think we get in the game?
We don't know much. We don't know much.
8.4.
8.4 blocks.
Nah,
So
that's
you
a lot.
really
No,
don't watch basketball.
No, I do. I mean,
honestly,
what-
usually when Gabe and Theo.
No, but I'm 3. I'd
Theo
say
blocks somebody?
3.4. 3.4.
I want to
Like, he shove people.
2.8. 2.8. 2.8 Giants.
Theo's small
4.5.
enough to shove people.
You two are definitely.
You're the
Yeah,
best
but
one.
then-
Now, this is the hurting area. How much personal fouls do you think we've given for the season?
We got some more there.
48.
Yeah.
48.
In total.
How much games they played?
Oh boy,
We played like about
16.
16 games?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd give it like 82 personal fouls.
That's good.
82 games?
342 personal fouls versus the Giants, which is
Anyone ever get
160, 196 personal fouls.
Anyone ever get ejected?
So, yes, you have a lot of
wow.
foul outs.
Wow.
Free throw percentage. What y'all think we have?
I didn't say that.
Free
63.
throw?
63%.
I'd go with 70. I'd go with 70.
I go 72.
72.
I'll say 58.
Very close. You know your stats. 54.3 free throw percentage. What about field goal percentage? Anybody guess that?
Honestly,
Yeah.
hear me out.
Don't
Oh,
answer that.
and that's
Hey,
by the way,
hey, hey,
the free
that-
throw
that-
percentage
that-
we're lower than the Giants. The Giants are 55.5.
We don't answer with no points. Anything, bro.
Amio.
Just-
You
just-
say percentage?
Field
we
goal.
assume-
Field goal percentage?
Field goal.
Amio.
Field goal
No,
percentage.
We don't
31.
know.
31%.
That nigga.
31%.
31%.
That nigga's cool.
No, because-
I think it's a bit higher. Because if we scoring higher,
Scoring average 70.
But it's about how much shot you take the game.
yeah, that's true.
I'll say,
Right,
I'll say,
'cause
I'll
I think
say
31.
42.
I'd say 61.
That's
Alright.
that's high.
Y'all are very positive. We are 36.8.
See, that's how it goes.
36.8, and then the Giants is 34.5. Three throws. Let's go. Free throw made. How much do we make?
3 pointers.
Well, we already low on that. So that's 169. Three throws made versus the 160. No, 172 made by the
Basically, you're saying that against the Giants, we have a chance.
we foul a lot, and if they go to the free throw line, they
They'll
actually
hit
hit
them.
them.
Yeah, they hit them.
They have a
Yeah,
50-50
so we
chance
can't-
of hitting them, so we
score,
can't
yeah.
foul them. 3 points made. How much do you think the UB Mingoes have made for this semester?
I've
for
not
the
actually seen
season?
one for the games I've seen. I've
You say
barely
6,
seen them
you
miss.
said you said
I
you
have.
said 16 games, right?
I've barely
Yeah,
seen them.
about
No, they
that.
miss, but they
Yeah.
barely miss.
I'd say
No, no.
118. 118.
Okay,
118.
three throws.
against Giants.
I'll even give you all a hint.
Say three-
So,
say 3-pointer.
our-
Look at the line.
yeah, no, our 3-pointer. Our
3-pointer.
3-point percentage is 25.7.
If you give it the number, number
Between
21
Delano,
for threes, I trust number 21.
95?
I say
I
118.
say Delano.
That is super. Hold on. Coach Ednal said 95. Let me hear what y'all says.
Piggybacking off him, you said Coach say 93.
I never see
It's
Coach.
actually 98.
I never see Coach.
Did you look at these stats?
No, I
Like,
just-
these some good
I
guesses.
just going off the numbers.
We almost
you
done.
gave,
We
so
almost
I said-
done. So 2 pointers made. Well, let's go. How much?
That's field goals.
And this is where it hurts.
2 pointers.
So how many 2-point attempts you think we had for the
Attempts?
season? Attempt within the
The whole season.
whole
yeah
season?
those
500.
How much games they play?
16. Like
No, I'd say 500 for because like, I
We
feel
stay
like we
taking
drive.
shots.
I feel like we drive.
We
probably
stay
drive more.
taking freaking shots.
I'd say.
How much games you played, sir?
16.
like 16.
I want to know. what's-
250.
Yeah, I'll drop my thing.
With an average of about 74 points and a low 30-something%
Yeah,
from
but-
field.
Yeah, but they take a lot of shots.
Between-
They never take a lot
See,
of
this
shots.
is the significance of math.
Between three and
I love it.
You can throw a number out there. We,
Ten games. Let's say
Hating, hatery.
600.
well, it's higher. So it's actually 872 attempts we have had within the range. But out of that 872, we only hit 363.
Okay.
Also,
And
we
that's
spoke without-
yeah. But that's not bad compared to the Giants. So the Giants had 771 attempts, but they hit 303. So when you look at inside the range, yeah, we pretty much even. And then the last,
I still trying to go.
the last one is well, that's field goal attempts. All together, we had 1253, so 1,253 attempps made, and out of that we made
So the gist is we
460.
have a chance.
Basically, if you look at the stats, we're kind of even.
Even, yeah.
When you look at the emotional, we have
Wait a
2
minute.
former players playing
Yeah,
against
and they won't win.
the
Yeah,
Mangoes.
yeah, that's not
So if you look at it, if we have a crowd coming out there, like, boo, UJ, boo, that could affect him. You know, he used to hand
You
UBJ.
can't boo. I ain't a fan of boo.
No, I petty. I'll boo you.
Yeah, you trying to win? You trying?
Hey?
No,
You trying to
Come on with the shade, team on.
You.
no way.
Mingos.
Listen,
Mingos.
the shade is Getro.
It's the opponent now.
No, it is Getro because it's a game, and this I recorded the wrong team this game, but it was fun. So it was a game where Q stole the ball from Kimsey and dunked, right? And because I know Kimsey, I zoomed in on Kimsey's face, and Kimsey's like, all right, cool. Why did he go windmill off the backboard, bounce pass? Like he
turned up
and scored
yeah.
40. And after the game, I made him apologize. I posted it,
Yeah.
and I was like, "But you want to do?" He said, "Yeah, but Q shouldn't have done." Like, that's all he said.
He started.
So there's an emotional
Don't
component. There's honestly, like we
That's
had him on
ball. That's
speakerphone.
ball.
Me, Kristen,
Yeah.
we called like Kimsey. You really had to do it. He's like, man, yo, it's just,
That's ball. That's
yeah, like
ball is
they
a.
dunk on me, and
Yeah.
that's all. And the thing is, we had a bench of like 8 players. Kimsey only had 1 person on the bench, and they still beat us by it. So don't say that the emotional,
That's crazy.
the emotional matters.
Yeah.
It matters, you know. UJ is a better player than when he was at UB. You know, Rashad is up there in rebound, so the emotional matters.
Yeah.
That's calm. Well, we'll be on there full effect.
All right.
You
So
like-
that
Once
get
again, make
playoffs
sure you
start
guys come out
on
to
Saturday.
the basketball game and the volleyball
Saturday,
game.
8:30.
So, look at the flyers. Look at our socials.
It really is.
Look at the. Look at our socials.
All right, and then of course we can end it, but of course shouting out the 4-game streak for volleyball who are on their way to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So volleyball are on their way to the playoffs. Track and field travel this weekend. You want to talk about that? Talk about that.
Shout out to track and field for their recent achievements in our island
Medals.
Yeah.
Well, I heard
Medals,
George, he got his PR. He got his back.
Not at
No,
this
no.
one. We got PR for the year, but not at
No,
this
that
week.
was far from his PR.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Donya, who was not a 100-meter runner, who beat George and Rashad on record.
Class.
That's bilateral vibes.
That's class, man.
So anything you want to say
That's a
about
good
this
mix-
weekend
that's a
trip?
good mix, yeah.
Let me zoom in a little bit on you.
You know, like usual, I tell them I'm expecting them to, you know, produce personal bests, to show that they're progressing throughout the season. They know the way I train is more for progression as opposed to running fast or jumping high early and then you decline as the season goes on. So it's progression. For the most part, we have about, since we're on the stats, 40% of the team has progressed since their first event.
Class. That's
So,
class.
Yeah, I know, that's class. That's class.
Yes, I'm looking to go 50% this weekend if we stay on that track where we're progressing.
Any predictions for this weekend? Are you,
I'm looking for Levine to break the 48 bar in the 400 this week. I'm looking for Bryony to break the 12 second bar
Bryony.
in the 100 meters.
That's strong.
And looking for my high jumper to meet 2-point meters or better.
Thanks.
okay.
Also, shout out to Gulf for having the highest GPA as a team.
You just proud of it. Just throw that in there.
That's class. That's class.
We can't expose the numbers, but yeah, this week I did a special project. Yeah, I'll put up the graphic. We can mention bits of it.
Coach, one thing I want to
So,
ask you about,
yeah.
you know, road relays are happening, you know. Like, what's your take on that? Like, how do you feel at the top thing? You know, do you feel as if
Male
that
and female.
does anybody from my
Yeah,
team
it's
could
scary.
potentially make that team?
No, y'all.
Yeah, well, we
technically
have
the same.
persons
No, I
that,
mean,
you know,
we
have
have
the
team.
potential to make that team,
Wait,
they have to
this
make
is
sure that they
RGPA's
produce
team?
No,
fast
that's
time
everybody.
because
Everybody in the
As an
numbers.
average.
they're
But
gonna
we're
go
go-
on the top
This is
six
male, and that's
persons
your
who
female. Your males have a
who
higher
are
GPA.
competing. We
We
have
have
a
less
good
males.
Yeah,
opportunity
but
because
Travis and Tyler.
the majority of the college athletes won't be available during world relays.
Okay.
So you have the professional athletes and then those, like, the university won't be competing at the same time, so any of them could produce
Yeah,
some of
go
the
on to
top
it.
times, they have a good chance. You know that, you have, what's the guy name who just won the indoor? Terrence and them who are
Big up
running, they're
Freeport.
running well, but we won't, unfortunately, we won't
No.
have them because, they'll be doing either their conference or.
So they wouldn't let them. So they don't let them go. They don't let them.
No, you can't, it's like,
See that
okay.
side like that?
One second,
Yes,
ladies, one
when,
second.
let's say for instance, when we get in the NAIA division, right, NAIA sanction, what's gonna be more important for the university? You winning NAIA championship for the soccer, or you sending your team to represent the national team?
Personally, we don't
For
have
the,
it.
for the
For
college,
soccer, I think soccer is
when you get
different.
NAIA,
You want me to answer that too?
well, you won't be able to answer.
No, I could answer
Your
it.
coach would answer that.
I
The
can
university
answer it.
would
Listen
be
up.
to
Sorry,
win
sorry.
their.
I listen to
We'll be competing to,
Mhm.
of course, be the ultimate champion.
Yes.
So for the university, their investment is the university's team.
They come
So it's the
first.
same with the other colleges. They're not gonna let their top athletes go if their conference or their championships is that same weekend.
Okay.
It's
I
too
know
much,
what you
it's
mean.
too important, too much
Yeah,
on the
so-
line for me to say, you know, invest in 60, some of these schools up to 60,000.
Oh yeah,
for these
scholarships and stuff.
international
Yeah,
students.
yeah, yeah.
And Terrence is their top runner. Terrence just won indoor NCAA. So imagine if we had, and they had world championship run the same time NCAA.
Imagine they let Terrence go run it.
Yeah, you want to go on the world championship and we could get
Wait,
you
so
in
they
indoor.
don't have anything on that weekend?
Yeah, they do. Well, during the
Oh,
world
okay,
relays,
okay,
that's why I said the college athletes won't be available. I
Okay,
know that
okay,
the top college athletes, because during the same time we have world relays here,
Coach, I'm
it's
planning out.
their conference. So, but we won't have anything, so like I expressed to the team, if you want to give yourself, this is a good chance for you, you gotta improve on those times.
For you
So
to
you
be
can
all-
be in the
yeah.
rankings, because you know the
Represent
college
that.
ones who running faster than you won't be available, so they'll have to move down to
I know what you mean, I know what you
So
mean.
there's a good chance, so
I have a
they just have
question.
to perform.
I have a question. This not on any programs or anything. I mean, kinda. What do you think would be best suited to help the track athletes? Or what do you think that UP should implement for the track athletes to be better? Since you say it was a regression of 40%, so what do you
Yeah.
think can help push that even higher?
I mean, like anything else, we working with what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, those bigger schools, if you notice what they have compared to what we have, they have a lot more resources, they have
Right.
a lot more
Coaches.
coaches, so facilities, so that's pretty much it. I mean, if you have more of those things, like for me, I have a certain program and I need certain things. Like now we on our speed regimen, and we wasn't able to get the sleds, my sleds for them to do, so I had to now make the adjustments. Because I only have one sled, they stole two of the other sleds out of them. So I had to make an adjustment, for
When we
that,
cut that
but
out, I
it's
can leave
just-
that.
No, I'm saying they stole it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but then we ordered some other sleds, but they didn't send it in the order.
Okay, okay.
So I didn't have those things, and, you know.
So that's just a fact then. That's
No, so
Yeah,
the,
so-
the wives, so they put her on,
But
it's on the floor.
yeah, for the most part,
Or
it's
they gotta
just,
push.
you know,
Yeah, or they strap up.
Or they
so
shove it
one
in
is
to
it's
run.
a good program, you need finances, you need the funding. So be able to get the funding to get the things that we really need, as coaches need, to really help the athletes progress. I think we'd be in a better position. But I think the University of Bahamas is doing well. You've seen the growth from when I started assisting to having 2 blocks to now 8 blocks, and I could get 4 guys going the same, then the girls come behind. You know, I mean, for track, you know, I mean, we don't need that much, but you know, if I get a lot more, I'm sure I could do much more. And the same with the other sports. Even it's just as simple as us having sneakers for them to train into
Cleats as well,
I
yeah.
feel like
Cleats
every
as well,
athlete gets just like a whole
yeah.
shipment
you know,
shoes.
getting
That would be nice.
t-shirts to train in the
Yeah.
clothes, you know,
Training kits.
so all that makes a big difference, you know. One thing, you know, is what the schools have is, like the proteins the athletes get before competition, during training, they could go and get these things. So, you know, we have a long way to go, but I'm certain that if we have these things, it will help, because, you know, you are what you eat, and if we are eating and getting the protein that we need, those athletes will be able to, you know, perform at the highest level.
You are right.
right.
It comes. It's literally the full thing. It's nutrition, preparation, like you said, the
equipments and all this stuff.
even the what do you call it? Recovery is so important.
Yeah.
But I feel that's probably the most
The
important.
one thing
Yeah.
I can say though is that even the fact that we don't have the facilities or the resources that other schools would have, you still have to commend University of Oklahoma to be
That's what I'm
able
saying.
to
Yeah.
produce the athletes that we have to be able to compete with against them, because it isn't like
And national health insurance.
And-
No, international health insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's to the point where like we do have a long way to go. But for what we have right now, we've done some remarkable things.
Yeah, we have come a long way.
Yeah.
All right,
Hats off to the
so
university.
let's end the show and
With that being said, thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Blu
Dragon
House.
Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Like I said, we don't know what the next episode is gonna be. Probably Island Wars, because you know at the end of the day, it's Parkin, not Parky, and the best island,
Is Abigail.
never that. Anyway.
Bye. See y'all later.
All right, guys, thanks for having me.